one of the coolest things you can do with Roam is bring in all sort of exterior sources, tweets, videos, images, audio, PDFs, even iframes of websites, and actually display them within Roam. That can have considerable power if you, say, for instance, have a PDF saved on your Dropbox. And of course, it's Dropbox, so it's hierarchical. It's stuck in a folder. Well, that's not necessarily bad, per se. But maybe you need it to connect not just within your family finances folder. Maybe you need to be able to find it when you're thinking about a specific person or a specific topic or on a specific date or something like that. If you then host that PDF over in Roam, you can bring them in, you can bring in the link, you can bring in the PDF itself and view it there. And the key is you can then tag those resources to find them later with very little friction. And when I say tag, I'm using the sense of you can add page references to the block above them and then indent the PDF or whatever underneath. So maybe I say it needs to be on a certain date, next Thursday, and it needs to be related to me, so RJ Nestor. It needs to be related to the topic of productivity and whatever. And then underneath here, I can put the PDF where it can be viewed. I can put a link to it. I can put the image or the tweet or the video that's related to it. And all of those things, then it will be connected via Roam to the 22nd and to me and to productivity. Excuse me, I have a little bit of a cold right now. So it allows me to kind of have the best of both worlds. I have a link to that material, or I have a way that it can be actually shown here in Roam directly. But it's not living in Roam. I'm not requiring Roam servers to host it. It's somewhere else. It's in my Dropbox or out there in its own URL somewhere. But it's connected because I've created these page references and have sort of webbed it into my Roam system. So with that concept, that's sort of the overriding concept of why I might want to do this, why I might want to be able to view these exterior sources within Roam. Let's actually just sort of go through and have a look at how we can view those things. So certain file types can be uploaded directly into Roam and then will render within Roam. Others can just be linked, which allows you to tag resources for finding later. If you hit / and type upload, you'll see that images, audios, or other types of files can be directly loaded into Roam. Now, those will live on Roam servers, but the text that shows up here will depend on, whether it's an image or an audio type or something like that. And that text is what we're going to talk about here in the rest of the video, because the text can point to Roam servers for the URL, or it can point elsewhere for the URL. It doesn't matter. Those things will still be able to live and display within Roam, even if the actual link is not to Roam's servers. A first easy example, tweets. Tweets show up perfectly in Roam because you don't even need to do anything. If you copy the tweets share link and you paste it in a block, Roam will create the Twitter format for you. Now, this one I've put ticks around here, so it's showing up as code. So this is the link. If I remove the ticks, though, if I take them off, what you'll find is that Roam will display the actual tweet. This is a tweet that I posted yesterday about productivity systems and that kind of stuff. So it still has the link up here. You can see it, but also shows the tweet itself. So this is a nice way to be able to see that. If I wanted to then tag this with productivity and tweets or whatever and my name, I could do that, and then that would be easily discoverable from anywhere within Roam. Same thing with YouTube videos. It's the same general concept here. Oh, this is not even something that you need to do this anymore. This is something I had written before. All you need to do is copy the video share link and paste it in the block. So you see me making that change on the fly here to my script. All they have to be is copy that share link and paste it in a block. So this is a video of testimonials for my AP productivity course. If you'll notice, the link itself is just the text. Roam adds this little play button over here. If I click that play button, it will actually open up and you can see the video rendered. It's got a little odd square over here. I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe somebody who's encountered a little bug in Roam can tell me about that. But the video will play here
To say
just fine.
something is
So you can watch the
life-changing,
video. The video will play. I'm not going
that
to play the
phrase
full video
gets
for you,
tossed around a
obviously,
lot.
but the video plays right here within Rome. And just like with the other, if I wanted to tag this productivity, testimonials, AP productivity, with my name, whatever, I can do that in this block above. And now it's discoverable from all over the place in Rome. And you can also embed this because it's a block. You can embed it anywhere within Rome if you were so inclined, or reference it elsewhere within Rome. Images, video, audio, PDFs will automatically render in Rome. And now, of course, you can load them onto Rome server, and they can be available via link from there, or you can have them living on your Dropbox or elsewhere, as long as a URL, say if it's for an image, as long as it points to an image file, it will render. As long as the video points to a video file, it will render. As long as audio points to an audio file, it will render. So it doesn't really matter whether it's living on Rome servers or not. So each of these, we're going to go through these one at a time here, and I apologize that it'll feel a little bit like I'm fire hosing you with information, but they're all very similar. So I think once you've seen them, you'll recognize actually these are all sort of basically the same thing. I'm just repeating it 4 times with a few different types of things. So images. The code for images is an exclamation point and then the same code you would have for links. So it's the code for link with a single bracket and a parenthesis, but it's got an exclamation point in front of it, and you don't have to put anything in the bracket. You just put the image URL in the parenthesis, and you've got it. If you use the slash command to upload an image to Rome, this will be automatically created, and it'll automatically populate the link from Rome servers into there, and it'll happen. But you can use any image file for this. So, for instance, I'm showing you an example here. This is the one that I have on my Dropbox. It's just, when I click my arrow down into the file, you can see it's just an image layout. It's exclamation point, single brackets, and then in parentheses a URL that points to my Dropbox folder. If you copy a link from your Dropbox folder, it won't come with this little raw =1 at the end. I'll explain that in a moment. But you need that there in order for, this is not Rome related, this is Dropbox related. Dropbox requires them to be as the raw image or the raw video or raw audio in order to display elsewhere. So I'll show you in a moment how to make that change if you need to. If you're a Dropbox user. But it doesn't matter. I'm using my Dropbox links because I have some images there, but you could use whatever. This could very easily just be a URL to an image living anywhere. And so having that, it doesn't matter where it's coming from. You can display it in Rome like this. You can do the same thing for videos. It's exactly the same. It's just that the code looks a little bit different. So the code is double braces, double brackets around video. You don't actually need the double brackets, but that helps you if you ever need to filter or query by videos. You can do that. And then here is a video URL. Obviously, don't keep the little carets around it here, the greater than, less than signs. The URL replaces all of that. And so, as an example, it's same within the video images. If you upload a video to Rome via slash command, and I think you can do that with relatively small videos. I think there's a limit. But there's no limit to the size of the videos if they aren't living on Rome servers. You can use any video file URL in the parentheses. And here's an example. This is actually the last video I just recorded, not even edited yet, for the Roaman Way. And so here it is. Links in Rome are very easy to work right with. This is living on my Dropbox folder. You can either type them in just as a URL, and I'll click into it here so you can see the text. It is just exactly what I told you above. Video, URL that points to a video file. And if you have that set up, it'll play right there within Rome, no problem. And it won't bog things down because it doesn't load it until you actually open. If I close this and then reopen it, you'll see it has to load again. So it's loading it each time. It's not actually trying to hold that in memory or anything like that. Same exact format for audio, except instead of the word video, you use the word audio. Likewise, if you upload audio to Rome, it will create this automatically, but you can use any URL. In my case here, this is actually a computer playback of an orchestration of a song that I wrote. Right here, no problem. as you expect. It's just a text file, a pointer here that has the audio format and then the URL. Any URL that points to an audio file will work here. There may be some limits on what types of audio files. I'm not actually sure, but I think that most will work. Most common audio formats should work in that. And then likewise PDFs. If I have a PDF here, same format as video and audio, PDF and then the URL, and the PDF will render here. If you upload a PDF to Roam, it'll do that automatically. Again, you can use any PDF link though. And so if I'm looking, here's an example of something that I have for some trainings that I do for bank tellers about communicating with the customers. That's a PDF just living right on my Dropbox. And you can see that is a just the same exact format, URL after the PDF, and it lives there. So all of those are really very similar, but I wanted to show them how many different things you can do. They can live right within Roam. And with all of them, if you needed to tag, to kind of work them into your visibility within Roam, put whatever page references you want on the block above them and indent it underneath. And now you have a very easy way to find and still be able to interact with those files within Roam. If I mentioned the Dropbox thing here, if you use Dropbox, if you happen to be a Dropbox user, and this is not about Roam, this is about Dropbox, you can link directly to any of those. If you change the end, when you get a Dropbox link, it'll have DL equals 0 at the end. If you change DL equals 0 to raw equals 1, it will work. The DL equals 0 sends you to a page that is like a wrapper for whatever content is on Dropbox. Raw sends you directly to the file, and so you need it to do Roam needs to be pointed directly to the file for that to work. There are ways to do this within Google Drive and things like that too, so you can sort of experiment with that, where you can point directly to those. And that's something that can be quite useful, because then you don't have to reload things into Roam. They can be one, source document that's going to be what you need it to be, and it'll change when you change it. But it'll point to that rather than it being, different documents in different places. And then last, you can actually display other sites within Roam as well, using the same format as PDFs, video, audio, except iframe. So iframe can be here, and if you have the URL of the site, and if that site allows iframes to work, some sites have iframes disabled. But for instance, I can load Wikipedia right here within Roam by having iframe and Wikipedia as the URL. So I can run Wikipedia right in here, and I can search Wikipedia, and I can do that right within Roam. I don't know that you need to search Wikipedia, but I can certainly see value in iframing a site if you had something that you wanted a process that you wanted to do within Roam, and never actually having to leave the Roam site to do it. You could run the site via iframe. So the general idea here is that you can, because of Roam's ability to create page references and use those to filter information and to search for information and to combine information, anything that you have, any kind of audio, video, tweet, any kind of link that you have, if you just put that in Roam and then associate it with all of these page references, that is effectively content now that is living within your Roam, because it may actually be hosted or living in some other place, but because you've brought it into your web of Roam references, it's now easily findable there, and can even, for many of these, be displayed directly in Roam. It's quite powerful. I use it for a lot of my documents and things like that for PDFs. It's very easy to see them there. I use it for YouTube videos and things like that I want to save. I don't have to leave Roam to be able to watch them. And there are some extensions and things like that. I think even within native Roam now, I haven't explored it, but you can do some time stamping with your note taking with a YouTube file and things like that. So it's really quite powerful. So that's something that if you're using that, all this can be done in native Roam, and it's really quite useful if you can work it into your workflow. If this video helped you, click subscribe. And check out my Roam courses as well. I have the Roaman Way, which is a free course to help you learn the fundamentals of Roam research. I have AP Productivity, which is my flagship Roam course. It is an 8-week live cohort course to help you get important work done in Roam research. I have powerful task management in Rome Research, which helps you build a GTD-style setup for task management in Rome. And I have Your Road to Rome, which I'm actually updating in November or December of 2021. And it is a deeper dive than the free course, The Roman Way. It has live masterclasses, Q&A sessions, additional instruction about Rome extensions, especially Smart Blocks and Rome 42, which you can get from romejs.com. And there's a community forum for discussion of new Rome features or help with your workflows. Rome Research is an amazing tool, and I want to help you make the most of it in your life and work.